I'm making this update over 3.5 to 4 years of medicine, and it has finally come to a stop. And ultimately, obviously, I made the decision myself, and I'm completely off everything. I am not taking nothing. Uh, you know, from the last video, a doctor introduced me to temazepam. You know, It took me off of Ativan and mirtazapine. I've been taking that forever and ever. As you've seen on previous videos, I talk about it, and it's been putting me to sleep, but I started getting concerned because I was just blowing up and weight gain. Yeah, I blame that on part of mirtazapine. The psychiatrist confirmed that, and um, he said you can just diet all you want, but as long as you take that medicine, you're just going to gradually gain weight. It's not going to make a difference. So he takes me off that, and he replaced the Ativan with temazepam. I took that for 3 months. It was the hypnotic effect that temazepam gives out. Didn't do nothing. The first night it did. After that, it was just like taking a pill with water in it. It was nothing. It didn't do anything. The only thing it did was keep me from having withdrawals from Ativan or Lorazepam. And so I went to go see him, and he takes me off of temazepam and puts me on hydroxyzine, and I was thinking, this is like a distant cousin of Benadryl. And I was like, okay, whatever. That didn't do anything. Luckily, the medicine was generic and it wasn't expensive. And I was just seeing this pattern. This is just a waste of time. On top of that, he gave me a boost bar with it, and I was just like, really, that's just a bit much. Uh, the only thing I noticed a month after taking that temazepam or whatever, or 2 months or whatever it was, he took me off of that, and he puts me on hydroxyzine and Boost Bar, and I stopped Boost Bar quick. It made me manicky and felt like I had espresso shots in my system, and it was just talking 100 miles an hour, and it was just weird. I mean, faster than what I'm talking right now. And he did not give me a plan or a schedule of some kind to taper off of taking Lorazepam for 2.5 years and then replaced with temazepam. He just completely just stopped it. He just gave me hydroxyzine and Boost Bar, stopped Boost Bar, kept taking hydroxyzine and stopped that. And I got kind of just the last 2 pills of temazepam. I don't have the luxury of just going to the doctor every time there's a problem. So I took matters into my own hand. I tapered off with temazepam, even though it's a capsule. I opened it and I somehow just halved it, the powder and all that. It was just horrible. It's something that I'm never going to do again. That's why I don't really care about talking about it, because it's the past. The moment I hit the upload button, that is it. It's not going to matter. I'm just making these videos because I just want to show people, it's hard doing this, all because I couldn't sleep, and really what it boils down to is there is an underlying problem why you're having this anxiety, why you're having this insomnia, depression, whatever it is. And I put a stop to it. I had to take care of myself first. I was worried about people and stressing over this person and this and this and that, and it was just making me just nervous and just stressing. And my job is not exactly a happy-go-lucky job. I mean, that right there was just making it worse. And at least getting rid of something, one of the triggers that was causing this problem, it made a huge difference, and I felt like a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders. And I'm just duking it out with just a Unisom or two here and there at night. And if I don't sleep, oh well, I'll just go to work and I'll be a little tired and delirious, but eventually my body's going to catch on to this. It's going to adjust. It's going to adapt. It could take weeks. It could take months. I don't care if it takes a year. If I sleep good, that's good. I'll go to work feeling fine. If I don't, that'll be my own little personal punishment. and hopefully train my body into just getting over it and just, that's it. Um, but I am taking uh, Inderal as a blood pressure medication because after all these years of taking all this medicine and coming off of benzos without a tapering plan from a psychiatrist, which I'm disappointed. Luckily, I didn't stop it cold turkey, but I did kind of taper off within 4 or 5 days worth, which, that's not good anyway. The first night I had 4 nightmares back to back. It was horrible. The second night I had about 2 or 3 nightmares back to back. That was horrible. Shaking, jittering. I felt like I was going to go into a seizure, and my legs was twitching. I just overcame. Sorry, the computer screen went black for a minute. I overcame all of that, and I had to duke it out, and I did it, and I I even went to work like that. It was just mind over matter. I controlled it mentally. It was just all my it was just I kept saying it's just all in your head. It's just the effects of the medicine. That's all it is. And you know that's that. The only thing I'm taking is Inderal. It's a blood pressure medication. It's a lot safer. All these years of taking all this medicine just put my blood pressure and my pulse rate out of whack at 126, nearly to 130 beats a minute it averaged. And the doctors, just thought that was kind of a little odd. And I stopped seeing a psychiatrist. I went to go see I ended up going seeing a family medicine doctor, and he studies the internal medicine. And although he's not a psychiatrist, not generally a pill pusher, and he understood that I did not want no benzodiazepine in my system. And he kind of, said, "Well, I don't blame you." And he kind of gave me kudos for that. I said, I'll be damned if I'm going to go out of town and my car breaks down in Dallas, for example. That's a 2-hour drive. I say my car breaks down. My car is in good condition, but, shit happens. What if it breaks down? Normal people would just go, oh, well, I'll just, get a hotel and go to sleep. And if I can't, I'll just go to a Walgreens. There's one every 20 miles. And just get me something to help me sleep. And that's that. Over the counter, or Benadryl, or whatever. A beer, or whatever it is. But in my situation, I was bound to like a contract almost. That if that were to happen to me in a situation of me taking a benzodiazepine, uh, you're shit out of luck. You're going to go into withdrawal overnight. Then you're going to have to drive back from wherever you're at. You know, let's say it's a 2-hour drive. You're going to drive back just feeling like crap. I mean, I don't want to go through any of that. I don't have to want to go hang out somewhere and have to think about, that I bring my medicine with me. And, I've had all these thoughts going through my head. And, you know, everything weighed out. Everything weighed out to where I was thinking, it's going to be a lot better if I just stop everything, suck it up. If I don't sleep good, tough shit. It's just not worth it. I'm going to save so much money in the long run from seeing all these doctors and all that. And I feel more clear, and everything's brighter and more realistic. And granted, this blood pressure medicine has lowered down my pulse rate down to 65 beats per minute versus twice as much as what it was. And this is temporary. It's going to be about 3, 4, 5 months or something like that. And the doctor said, after that, you're more than happy just to discontinue seeing me. I don't see any problems. Once you discontinue this, you'll have to come off of it slowly, and he's aware of that. And after that, I'll be okay, and I don't have to see any more doctors and have to take something every night, or you're gonna have the shakes the next day and all that. It's just, I don't know. I feel so good about that, and I'm able to pull this off because I had to get rid of the underlying problem that was causing so much anxiety, worry, and I did it. And it took me almost 4 years to realize what it was. And even though it hurts me a lot to do it, I'm going to feel better in the long run.